This is Minister V. Hill. This is the Sheepdogs Report for January, February. And as a bonus, we have my wife who's going to be assisting us. Later this year, she's going to be breaking out with her own little thing called the Drive-By News, giving you headlines that leads to empty tombs. Now, if you like what you hear, you need to like us, subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Cynthia, introduce yourself.
Hello.
Okay, now, what's the first story?
Take Back the Class toolkits.
Okay, TakeBackTheClassroom.com has introduced 2 new toolkits. The first one is a toolkit to remove porn in school. So if you are a Christian parent and you go visit the library, or they're doing what they call drag queen story hour and that, and you don't want your child to be involved with that, you can go to the website and load down a free toolkit. The second one is how to challenge school boards about pornography, about transing the kids. It's a toolkit. You can learn from it. It's an apologetic tool that you can go and download it. It's very simple. What you do is go to TakeBackTheClassroom.com. Cynthia, what's the next story?
The second story is about a pardon for Bevelyn Williams.
Bevelyn Williams is an activist who was put in jail. She's a pro-life activist. She's a little controversial. She might have did some things, but I'm just reporting that she's been pardoned. Not only her, 22 others. This story comes from Red State. That's the name of the website. We all know about the pardons that he's giving for the January 6th. But what about all the pro-life people that have been put in jail? What's the next story, Cynthia?
The next story is a pardon for Joan Bell.
And she went marching.
She went marching
in. She didn't go to Disneyland. She didn't go to McDonald's. She went marching in the DC March for Life. How's that for dedication?
That's dedication.
That's dedication. Cynthia, what's the next story?
The next story is Trump ends DOJ case against whistleblower.
Donald Trump DOJ used to be Biden's DOJ. I'm sure he's moved some stuff around. There was a case against a hospital person that participated in transgendering kids. And he became a whistleblower. Now, he told the story. His name is Dr. Eden Him. He exposed a lot of practices. One of the practices that they were doing was transing kids with mental illness. And a lot of them that believe that they are the other sex do have mental issues, including autism. And that was, I think, the final straw for him. So in 2023, a journalist had him do it anonymously. Somehow they tracked him down and they threw him in prison. He was facing 10 years for telling that they're transing mental ill kids. How evil could that be? Until Trump and his new DOJ comes in and drops the case. So that's a win-win. Cynthia, what's the next story?
Well, the fifth story is about 6 states' resolutions to overturn Obergefell.
This is a doozy. In light of what I said on the last report about Supreme Court looking at a case, reversing stuff, and then on top of that, you have the momentum of Trump on the transgender thing. And what we're doing is people are revisiting some court cases. What's interesting about the Obergefell, the one that we have now, that gays can marry gays, is that the way it was passed. The way it was passed, it was never legislated. Oh, it went to the Supreme Court the same way, guess what? Roe versus Wade did. So it can be reversed. Technically, it can be reversed because it was never legislated. It never went to the House, it never went to the Senate. They didn't take a vote on it, and then the president signed it into law. That never happened. They just went around, like what they had been doing for years. They went around. Leading the charge in this is Representative Josh Schreiber. He is leading the charge. He's from Michigan, and there's another one in Idaho. They're saying we need to reverse the whole thing, at least because it was a terrible decision, because it wasn't supposed to happen in the first place. That's what most people don't know. So in a last-ditch effort, back in 2022, I believe, the Democrats tried to make it into law, but it failed. They made it almost there. They were going to try to do it reverse. They were going to try to legislate it and then reintroduce it back to the public without everybody knowing. This was right before the election of 2022. and they thought they was going to lose, so they needed some kind of thing. So they were going to try to cement it into law, but it never was law. So it's reversible. So we'll see how that turns out. What's the next case?
Lightning strikes all four.
This is the last story. This is pretty funny, and it's a little serious at the same time, because I know there's a lot of prophets out there and prophetess. Why didn't they tell us this was going to happen? Apparently, on New Year's Eve, before the new year came in, lightning struck 4 different, let's say, landmarks that were pivotal. And a lot of people tried to link it, prophesy it into Trump becoming president, and that it symbolized something. But it struck the Capitol building, right at the top. It struck the Washington Monument. It struck the Empire State Building. And it struck the World Trade Center. All on the same night. Lightning. In 4 entire different places. Was it a coincidence? Well, anyway, we want to end on a light note. That's the report for January, February. Feel free to go to our website, empty2media.com, empty2media.com. You can leave a comment on our YouTube, or you can actually email us at empty2media.vh@gmail.com. Or you can check out, if you're initiated and part of the network of sheepdogs, you can go to sheepdogsunion.com and get some background on a lot of the story, and if you want to do some research and stuff, most ministers do. So until next time, this is Minister V. Hill and his wife, Cynthia.
Bye-bye, everybody.
For the Sheepdogs Report. We'll catch you next time.